life, do you ever feel when you want to do something different, which is kind of out there or kind of different than what the norm, the herd is doing, right? What the sheeple are doing. People will tell you, oh, don't do that. That's very difficult. Oh, I tried that once. It was a horrible experience. Oh, no, you're never going to make it because 1 in 1 million make it. People take their own experiences or their preconceived notions of something and put it on you as if it's your truth. And then you're kind of like, wait a second. They're right, maybe. Only 1 in 1 million people make it. Or, oh my God, I'm sure I'm going to hate it because this person told me they hated it and I'm friends with them. So, of course, I'm probably going to hate it. I mean, they wouldn't lie to me. And it's not like they're lying. It's not like they're purposely trying to tell you something that not to do. I think it just comes down to it's their perspective. So, let's think about this. Or have you done that to somebody where someone wanted to do something and because of your only preconceived notion or you want to protect them, you're like, don't do it. And I'm not talking about dangerous shit, okay? I'm talking about, stepping out of the path and going after a dream. Like, I'm an actor, I'm a singer, so I'm doing something that's very difficult. Of course it's difficult. But at the end of the day, it's like, I tried other careers. I tried everything and it didn't make me happy. So for me, it's like, I rather, love what I'm trying to do, and you never know what's going to happen. It can be one moment, whatever, but do it on my own terms and live my life and my adventure on my own terms than, be miserable living in fear and sticking down and like saying, no, I'm not going to do it because everybody tells me it's so impossible to do. So I would like you to think about, are there things that you've been wanting to do, and the reason you're not doing it is because somebody told you that you shouldn't do it. And this is not your own fear. It's from someone else's perspective and also someone else's misconception. And I'm not even talking about leaving your job and what have you, things like this. I'm just saying in life, like if there's something that you've always wanted to do, I don't know, take a knitting class, go hiking, I don't know, whatever that is. But you won't do it because not that you're afraid, but because someone else told you of that experience that they had, or they think that experience. And question it, because our fears, most 9 times out of 10, are from our childhood or from other people. When we were kids, we don't know the difference between, like, we had to be told, don't touch that iron, right? Don't touch the stove, it's hot. So as a kid, you're always exploring, like, that's what babies do. Hello, they don't know. Hello. And the parents like, no. And the kid's like, but then the kid sometimes will be like, yeah, I'm going to test it. And then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's hot. Now, I'm not saying do stupid shit like that, but that's what children do. The point is this, though. It's like your own life. Like, you want to do something, yet someone's going to tell you, no, don't do it. I heard it's really crappy, or I did it and I hated it. But you need to find out for yourself. If it's your dream, your passion, or something you feel compelled to do, it's really on you, my friends. Yes, as an adult now, you can discern, like, okay, that's not my issue. I want to do this. So what if, Claire, Michael, whomever doesn't want to do it or told me this, it doesn't mean that's my truth. And the thing is this, when you believe that shit, like, oh yeah, they said it was terrible, and you go and do it, then you might find that it is terrible because you walked into that situation with this preconceived notion that it's going to be terrible. Or you do it and say, screw it. I've been wanting to do it and I'm going to have no expectations. We talked about expectations, and just have a grand time and just do it because I want to do it and I feel compelled to do it. So I'm going to encourage you. Think about the things that you've been afraid to do your whole life, not because you're afraid, because of somebody else telling you it was not the thing to do. And it was their fears, or vice versa. If you put that on your children, if you have children, or a friend of yours, and think about it. And once again, it's not done with malice. It's just done with protection and what have you, and it's someone else's experience. And remember, someone else's experience is not your experience. So please think about the things that you really would like to do. And what is the root of that fear that's causing you not to do it, okay? Now, there's fears that could be inherently yours, and that's different. And that's what we're working through, anxiety and fear, and just finding out at the end of the day, we do have fear because it's the fear of the unknown, but life is truly unknown. It is an adventure, and we don't know the outcome no matter what we do. So we have to just sometimes release the fear and step into it. But I would like you to think of things that you've been wanting to do or haven't done because someone told you not to do it and said, well, the risk is too high. I mean, you can't pursue that, or you can't open this business. You can't do that. Why? If you're afraid to do it, don't put your fears on me. And like I said, it's not done with malice. So think about those things, and think about, like, if that's something you still ignites a fire in you. Is there something you want to do that you're like, screw it, I'm not going to take someone else's idea about or expectation or experience and take it on as my own, because their life is not your life. Remember, we all have our own journeys and adventures. And I do think when you step out in fear, whether it's from your own experience or from your own, notions or, perceptions, or from someone else's preconceived notions, you'll find that when you step out in fear and you do something new and different, 9 times out of 10, you're like blown away how amazing it was because you actually stepped out of your fear. Fear is something that can paralyze anybody. It makes you just stop in your tracks, right? Like if you're running through the woods and you hear a sound, you're like, holy shit, or you're walking through the woods and you hear something, you're like, right? And you think it might be like, oh my God, is there someone in the woods with me? Or is it an animal? And your fear paralyzes you. And that's what it also does in pursuing your dreams, your goals, and your visions, or trying something new. It literally paralyzes you into a stagnant state. But like anything else, when you have fear of flight syndrome, right? Someone comes towards you, you suddenly get that adrenaline and you run and go where you need to go for survival. Same thing in your life. You feel the fear, you work through it, you process it, see where it's coming from. Like identify what is triggering me. What is causing this fear? Is it a childhood thing? Is it from friends? Think about what this fear is and then think to yourself, if I did this thing, what is the worst that could happen? I'm not talking about jumping off a building, okay? We're talking about just things in your life that you're afraid to pursue, things that you're like, you really want to do, but you have this fear that you can't explain. And that's what's great about this, is to address where this fear is coming from. So you got a lot to do, okay? Because we all need to live in a fearless mode, not saying stupid mode, okay? Because what you do is you discern, okay? You don't say yes to everything. You just discern what is something that you really feel compelled to do, that your spirit's like, please do this, please do this, please open this business, right? Start an online business, start something new, create this, patent this, do this, go on this adventure, go on this trip, take this new job, start a new career. I'm talking about things like that, my friends. I'm not talking about doing crazy shit because I don't know about that stuff. I'm not that adrenaline junkie. But that's what I'm talking about. So think about the things you've always wanted to do. See what the fear, like where this fear is coming from. Is it your own fear, or is it fear of the collective around you and things that you've been told? And then address it for yourself. And then let all that stuff go. Start releasing the fear. And if that thing is still there, you want to start that new career, you want to start a new business, start coming up with a plan, okay? This is the time, my friends. We are right now in a very tumultuous time, and none of us know, let's be honest, on the collective, what's going to happen. So if not now, when? At this point, get clear with yourself. This is the time to take the things and to get clear and to find that inner peace and serenity, and then start executing what you're going to need to execute to get where you want to be. All right. It always comes down to that, my friends. You know what it does? It comes down to finding the strength within, finding your self-love and self-worth. Because when you have that self-love and self-worth and you do all this work and release fear and anger and doubt and all this worry, what happens is you have all this self-love and self-worth that you go after everything. You go after your dreams and you say, why not me? Why can't I be successful? Like Jeff Bezos with the Amazon, right? I think that's him. People start out with $1 and a dream. I'm not saying always, but I know a lot of people can tell you, well, it's capitalistic America. It's very hard to get started, but if you're passionate about something, really passionate, and you follow through on it, and you're persistent, and you're resilient, let me tell you, you don't know where it's going to go. I have been in and out of show business for 40 years. I have had every career under the sun, and I've tried it all. But what I will say is this. I keep coming back to my passion. I love to entertain. I love to make people laugh, and I also love to inspire people. Now, I'm doing this on my own. I'm not getting paid. This is just a passion project, and I'm doing it while under quarantine. I had this idea before the quarantine and all this other stuff, and the way I look at it is I'm just putting out there. I'm just telling the universe I'm doing whatever it is I need to do for myself, because I find this to be a passion project, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But at least I know I've thrown my hat in the ring, right? You got to do it. You got to try. And I didn't know how to do, I'm doing this. I do this as a podcast, Jersey Reads the Classics. I just decided to do the video version because, I like to record. I like to edit. I like to do this shit. So why not? And I'm kind of funny. You know what I'm saying? So that's my point. Follow your dreams. Stop listening to other people. Stop giving in to other people's fears, other people's notions, other people's perspectives, and get clear with yourself and live fearlessly. and throw your hat in the ring. That's it. You got to throw your hat in the ring. That's it. I mean, you can't go into a battle and thing if you're not going to step into the ring. That's anything in life. So just step into it. Step out of your fear. Step into your self-love, self-worth, and just do it. Like Mikey says, just do it. All right. You're doing it. I'm doing it. Let's all do it collectively. Let's change this shit up. Because if we all start following our passions and putting that vibration out that each and every person is living in their joy and doing their passion projects, let me tell you something. It increases the vibration of the planet and things change. The collective changes for the better. So let's be part of that collective that changes for the better. Let's be the doers. Let's be the pioneers. Go out there. Follow your dreams. I love you. Peace. Until we meet again. Adieu.